E doesn't work with localhost plus port. I have a Node.js server running on my local machine for development purposes. By default, it uses port 1337. I've tried a handful of other ports such as 8080, 1234, 9000, 9090, 65432 et al. I can successfully connect to this Node.js server from Chrome, Firefox, and Opera. But, when I try to connect with Internet Explorer 11, I see this page can't be displayed, see image. I've tried a variety of solutions and viewed several questions/answers on this site. None of them have worked. Including, I've tried 127.0.0.1. I've disabled protected mode and enhanced protection mode. I've added localhost to the intranet zone and trusted zone. I've disabled friendly HTTP messages hoping to see more detail. I've tried using my machine name and DNS name. I've tried creating a manual entry in my host's file for localhost, and even this is Mavrigan using my IPv4 address. The only success I've had is when the server runs at port 80, http://localhost:80/ or http://localhost. However, I can't develop on port 80 for a variety of reasons. I need to test my code on localhost plus port, some port, any port other than 80 and 443. Questions and answers that don't help. Why I can't visit this URL via E. Chrome and Firefox can reach localhost, Internet Explorer 9 can't. Why? How to test local sites in Metro E10. This URL. Please help. BTW, running Windows 7 Enterprise 64-bit. Corporate deployment, but I have admin rights. Network configuration is pretty standard DHCP with no NAT and no proxy. Update. On recommendation from Code Noir, I installed Fiddler to see the request/response. Below are the raw request and response from E to Fiddler to server to Fiddler. Request. Response. Result. Update January 17, 2014. I've tested this scenario on clean non-corporate Windows 7 installations with E11. The results are identical to my standing observations. This means that any configuration made by a corporate image of Windows can be eliminated as a cause. Also, the network configuration is fairly vanilla. Update January 21, 2014. I've tried the Internet Explorer emulation ideas. I created a key, iExplorer.exe as both DWORD and QWERTY values, individually, with the values 8000, 8001, 9000, 9001, 10,000, and 10,001. After each, rebooted and tested again. All of these attempts produced the same results. As an aside, we need to test this code in E11. The various compatibility code and tricks don't actually help us in the long run. Update January 22, 2014. Fired up a XAMPP Apache server on port 1337. E connects to it just fine. So, there is something about the Node.js response that E doesn't like and the other browsers seem to handle well. We will be investigating our Node.js code to see what exactly is happening in the headers/content to see if anything is out of line. Update January 27, 2014. Resolution. I just wanted to document the results. The original response included content type, text/html, charset equals UTF-8, and based on the correct answer, it should be content type column text/html, charset equals UTF-8, with a space between the type and the charset. Here are the results. Raw response. Thanks to Adharim C for uncovering the answer.
The www3 article setting the HTTP charset parameter specifies. This defines content type as having a blank before charset. I know that you have already found out that this is indeed the problem, so the source of the problem is some very unimaginative programming by Microsoft or by some middleman proxy.
There is probably an issue in your settings for EA. The easiest way to fix this would be to open Internet Options, go to the Advanced tab, and click Reset Internet Explorer Settings. Make sure you choose that and not Reset Advanced Settings, as this one does not encompass all settings. If this does not work, please also try navigating using 127.0.0.1 instead of localhost. This is not likely to resolve the issue, but could sometimes create an issue. Edit. I wanted to add that this could be an issue with EA11. I know that we have been having a lot of compatibility issues with it. If you do not want to roll back to EA10 and try that, you could always emulate from the registry. Under hkln/software/Microsoft/Internet Explorer/main/featurecontrol/, you will create a key called, and inside it, create a word value with a value of one of the following. We have had the most success with 10,001.
Check your proxy settings. Since you are on a corporate network, someone may have an inadequate proxy policy shoved into your E that won't necessarily mirror to the other browsers.
If you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing.